For us to be able to do that, well, I guess you guys have to subscribe and like the shit out of these videos. Yeah, The Office. For me, it's been the best place on earth. With the exception of Old Trafford, I mean, that was an amazing experience. But you see, for the past 3 years, this office hasn't been perfect. A lot of things have changed. Things have broken. I've sold things. I've been stressed here. Happy. This is where Jan and I do stupid stuff. But deep down, this is where I belong. From my desk setup, Jan's desk setup, the gaming corner, the living room, the entrance, where that Besta unit almost came down on us. It's been an absolute gem of a place. I'm planning on expanding it, although I think that's gonna cost an arm and a leg. But before we do all that, I'm going to give you guys one final tour of this space. And trust me, it's not perfect. If you guys think the office is perfect, it's far from perfect. We lose power from time to time. I've got water leaking in the ceiling. These boards are not even drilled in. This unit almost came down once, which is why we had to reinforce it. My desk setup also far from perfect. Sadly, it won't even go up or down. It just stuck there. The surge protector behind the computer, it just goes off and then shuts down everything here. And the printer, it stopped working, although that's recent. Also, I forgot, we had to rent the second room because we're running out of space. But regardless of all that, this literally feels like my second home. I love being here. It's my zen space. This office means a lot to me. Okay. I do want to give it some love next year and do a makeover. Hopefully expand it. We're just not sure. Anyways, let me give you guys a proper tour and I'll give you some tips and tricks on what to do, what not to do, and what to buy or avoid. Here's how this space has evolved 3 years later. Okay, so this is the entrance.
Front door open.
I always take off my shoes here, put my flops. About a week ago, I decided to clean it up. It looks half decent. The truth is that this has always been a pet project for us. Unsure of what we wanted, we sort of came up with an idea last year, I believe. Essentially, this here is where the husky drawers sit in our wannabe kitchen. A spot I regret rushing. I mean, it was so rushed, it almost came down. But it's good storage for snacks, some small appliances, and our fridge. But in this space, if there's one thing I absolutely recommend, is this husky drawer. I don't know what you guys do for a living, but these things are bulletproof. They age so well and they are so easy to personalize to suit your needs. I, for example, use it for our camera equipment, tools we use for the makeovers, and it's where our server lies. I hooked it up to a whole monitor. I organized some pegboards to go with it. It really is just a tech station. Till this day, I'm still not using it to its full potential though, which means I haven't outgrown it. I do like that. The only waste of money here was these foam cutouts I was going to eventually use. They've been sitting here forever, and to be honest, at this point, I don't think I'll ever use them. That being said, I think it's time to show you the gaming corner. So this entire space, it's going to get a massive makeover. I really liked it at first, but it barely gets used. The boys and I haven't been playing lately, but we used to have a lot of LAN parties in here. As the channel and the business been growing, we haven't had much time for it. One thing I suggest you avoid though is this cabinet from IKEA. It's just disappointing. Been aging poorly, the drawers aren't really smooth, and it feels very flimsy. I have an ergonomics drawer at home and the difference is night and day. Now, this was originally paired with the intention to match this fully blacked out ergonomics desk. This thing is a tank because we've used it and abused it quite a bit, but I've just honestly never been a fan of this entire setup. The colors are, I don't know. I've always just felt like there was something missing in here. For sure, these custom slated walls are going. It needs a new chair, the neon sign as well. I'm not a fan. It definitely won't be a dedicated gaming setup what's going to sit here, but that doesn't mean I won't be using gaming components. The only thing I do want to keep is this IKEA Falbo bookshelf unit. I love the way this looks with the wooden slats. This is probably the route I'm going to be taking with whatever we end up doing here. I don't know if you guys have seen this video, but we filmed this for the S24 Ultra when we went to Old Trafford. And this was the ball that was given to me on the field, and I even kept the grass. That was probably the sweetest moment of my life up to now. I am praying we get to go back there this year because last year when I went, I wasn't supposed to be walking because of my injury, and I was sort of walking. I couldn't really kick the ball around. This year, I'm ready, and I really just want to take it all in with a proper ankle and just have fun on that field. It would be so sweet. Can't wait for the S25 Ultra to come out. And right now, I'm using the Pixel. I'm switching to the Vivo in a few days. But this is how I usually like take a look at my script and shoot whatever I'm shooting for, because I get to do that with the Moft wallet. This is a tripod and wallet, which is pretty freaking clean. I get to sit things like this, and you can also just unfold that and rock it like this. Absolutely amazing. I love this thing. I'm not going to be able to use it with the Vivo X200 Pro because that phone won't fit this, but I will be using it with the S25 Ultra once that's out. I absolutely love Moft, guys. If you guys want to check them out, I'll leave some links to them down below. They support this channel so much. I'm looking forward to working with them next year. So yeah, I've got so many freaking products from them, and everyone, when I'm on the street, they ask me, what the hell is this? Moft wallet, tripod and wallet. Check them out. This is pretty much it for the gaming setup. I mean, you can never go wrong with a LG ultra wide OLED gaming monitor. This thing, I believe, is 240 hertz, 0.01 milliseconds in response time, which is just absolutely insane. Fake plants from IKEA. I've got my narwhal vacuum that we don't use because I've got cables everywhere and it gets tangled. A little basket for stuff, and my favorite thing here is this dome. The dome is needed, and I don't know if you can tell, but the bracket is still going strong. This is the best bracket you can get if you want an overhead light. I have used them so much this year. Very much recommended. Just like I recommend this baby right here. The only thing is that sometimes it gets dusty and the dust sort of sticks. It's kind of weird, but it is what it is. Still love it. It looks so good. I love this. Anyways, on to the next one. The TV living room space, if that's what we want to call it. I guess this is like a living room. All this is getting torn apart, and I really mean all of it. Everyone has been asking me about this couch. Don't get it. This year's the Morabo. This is such a good looking couch in my opinion, but it's so uncomfortable. I really thought that breaking it in would make it a lot better, but it hasn't. This is definitely going. The Besta unit as well. These can be really nice, but they feel super cheap. The hinges always have to be tweaked. The more you open and close the doors and the more they get used, the doors eventually start to sort of sag. So you need to retweak them again. To be honest, it gets quite dirty and it's really, really hard to clean. I'm not a fan of that. It was okay for the time being, but if I spend the money properly, I can get something that lasts a lot longer. I think the only two things I might keep here are the lighting sources and the fake plants. The wall shelves, those are definitely going. By the way, when you choose black, dusk becomes much more noticeable. I'm going to try to steer away from black and try to steer away from some of these wireless lighting sets that IKEA offers because the batteries on these barely last, which is why I never ever use them. Overall, this will still be the living room area. I do want to replace my OLED S95C with a Sony Bravia here. The only thing I'm going to have a hard time letting go is their One Connect box. I don't know if you guys know, but Samsung has this One Connect box that is absolutely god tier because the box is used to literally connect all your inputs. Let me show you. This is probably one of the best things Samsung has done to their TVs. Like all the inputs are connected to the back. I don't know if you guys can tell. A bunch of my stuff is connected there, including the PlayStation 5. And it makes everything so clean. The only reason I want to get a Bravia TV is because my main console is a PlayStation 5. Got the Slim here and the original PlayStation 5 there. So that's why. We know that the integration with Bravia is just so much better and cleaner. Essentially, what I'm going to be doing here is pairing that new TV with a proper wall mount and my Hue light strip for a killer setup. Guys, I say proper because look at this. Avoid getting mounts like this. I can't do anything with the TV. It's like literally fixed in there. I can't rotate it, no pivoting, no nothing. So imagine installing a 75-inch TV to this wall and you barely have any room to put your fingers in there. Look, the only reason I did that is because I wanted the TV to sit as flush as possible to the wall so it wouldn't fall, which is just unlogical. Now, what I recommend if you're gonna get those heavy mounts, okay, and you want the TV to like come out and like rotate, pivot, do all that stuff, I do recommend you use butterflies. Okay, these things are absolutely amazing. This hooks up, like you have the plywood right here, the drywall, whatever, and then this goes in the hole, it opens up, and it just holds the wall. Let me show you guys quickly. The wall sits here like this, and this just gets stuck like this, so it's not gonna go anywhere. Your mount is not gonna go anywhere. What I don't recommend using is this. Avoid using this stuff is crap. It's not good for like things that weigh a lot, because sometimes what will happen is that these will just start to rotate by themselves like this, and then you're like screwing things in and it starts to rotate. Your hole just became a complete mess, and then you have to go get butterflies to properly mount stuff. So that's my recommendation. If you guys have any better tips, I'm all ears. So yeah, I'm just going to keep this pretty clean. After all, we did a good job here. I still love how these IKEA light bars provide light to the best of the unit. It's still pretty sick. So next to the living room, it's what I like to call the HQ space. Why? Because honestly, a lot of our filming happens here, and the one thing that won't change at all is the Husky. This has been the greatest purchase here. Let me show you why. When I need to charge things, I've got a whole drawer with chargers, hooks with all types of cables, and an integrated power bar ready to be used. I've set this up to provide light and to charge my Amran light bars at the same time. It's got these Hue Play bars at the top here, baskets with power banks and all sorts of pegboard accessories like SD card baskets, hooks to hold tools, and enough room for me to keep things around. And then comes the iPad. An iPad that is pretty much always charged with this charging station from Anker. This controls all of our lights in the office, our Amran softboxes, all of my Hue bulbs, my Godox lights. It takes care of the automation in the office, really. Of course, with all these things sitting here, I needed to install a massive power bar to help me out here. Everything just connects to the back of it, and things that need automation are basically plugged with a Hue switch, which all connects to my iPad's Google Home app. The jars in here are a bit more useful than the other ones, just because these are things I tend to use often. Like this is our travel drawer. Then we've got all the chargers I showed you guys before. These are just cables we often use, HDMI power cords. The mouse drawer, this one's pretty cool. This one now is pretty empty because I've literally taken things here and put them in the other office. You know, I absolutely love Huskies. You can't go wrong with Huskies. I am sort of outgrowing the phone drawer, but I've got all of the drawers I can use. It's just I haven't had time to properly set these up, but yeah. And unlike the other Husky, this one here is different. It's just a storage space. The next thing here is the island. Honestly, I heavily recommend this. This is so solid, whether you want to use it for your kitchen, for your office, for your studio. This is amazing. It's just aged really well, and it's taken some good beatings. The thing I like the least is the color of the wood, which is why I have these mats sitting on it. And the thing I like the most is that the wood is solid and I get that extra overhead storage. It's aged very well. I don't know if you guys can see that. This gets dragged around a lot, and it's the table that I use the most. I'm often filming unboxings here, dragging it to do our voiceovers, store packages scheduled to be unboxed during the current production week, and you can also store a few more things on its side. It's just so perfect. Oh you know what, I just literally thought about this. I might be able to just change the slab, like the color that I like, you know, have it thick enough, and just change the top. For now it really works because obviously this matches that, which is the Falbo desk, but all of this is going away, to be honest. This is where I say it's not you, it's me. It really is, because everything here has been solid except the printer, but that's just recently. It just stopped printing. I'm sure it's an easy fix. Other than that, you can never go wrong with an IKEA pegboard. Their storage boxes are also great. I plan on getting a few for the storage room. My gantry light and my Google Home are either getting a little makeover or staying, but I just want to do something new here. Most of this I will be keeping, but it'll sit somewhere else. And that includes my GrooveMate shelves. I really haven't found shelves that I enjoy more than these ones. They are so easy to install and look so good. The only thing you need to watch out for is weight. Be careful or else this will happen. Other than that, I'm trying to think if there's anything to avoid here, but honestly, I don't think there's any. I think I give all of it a 10 out of 10. Then comes my setup. It's not changing. It's just going to be slightly modified. I like the theme as it is. I absolutely just love the space. This is where I spend most of my time, with the famous IKEA Carlby countertop. I'm keeping it. This thing is indestructible. It's been so good. The edges are great. The wood is chipped slightly here and there, but it's normal. Like, the wear and tear has been absolutely insane. The Alex drawers, though, are not as good with this blue. I don't know what happened here, but these chips sort of happened. It's not like my Carlby. I know exactly what happened everywhere here, but I love the color. And if you really take the time to modify the inside, they can hold so much for you. From my GrooveMate desk shelf to the Red Bull fridge, the light dome, dual monitor mounts, and my Kingston dock, these are things that won't go anywhere. But here is what I'm planning on doing. I do want to declutter it a bit. Maybe get rid of the gantry light and the Google Home Hub. The speakers, I would love to try new speakers. Maybe some Rocket speakers would be nice. And lately I've been wanting to maybe go back to macOS. I might just move this PC to whatever setup we'll have going on over there. But that's a big if, because the PC here looks mint and I love it a lot. I would just like to code more on macOS and make some time for that. I find it easier and the setup makes more sense in my opinion. The only thing that sucks about my setup is that my desk won't go up or down anymore. Just fried there. Honestly, it's probably because of the weight that probably killed the motors. But I'm thinking maybe I should just get some Ergonomix legs to get rid of that problem. For now, I mean, the plaque is obviously staying there. The lights, I might remove them. This is going away. That is definitely staying there. And catch-all staying here. That I'm removing. And the switch box, of course. We definitely need that. I just literally need to take the time to sit here and plot this whole space again, because I love this as it is right now. It just needs a bit more love so it can live again. And before you ask, yes, this double ultra wide monitor setup is so good. I use it all the time and it's the best setup for my work. This will never go away. I've had my Dell U3417W monitor for the past like 5 years. It's going strong. And I've had my 40-inch LG ultra wide monitor for like 2 years, I believe. Both are super reliable. I'm not sure what to get next, honestly. The same goes with my keyboard and mouse. Look at these. They are so freaking dirty, but I can't seem to find a better mouse than the G502X. It's great for gaming and productivity. It's like if the MX Master got fused with a Logitech G. Yeah, something like that. The only thing that sucks is battery life. I have to charge it like often. I leave it on all the time and that probably lasts me like 15 days. The keyboard, this is the best keyboard I've had. I do want a new one from them. Mode makes incredible keyboards. Keycaps have aged super well. The only thing is that sometimes my switches come off super easily. I just gotta try to find a way to fix that, really. So that's the story of my setup. Now, John's setup, he's getting a complete makeover. Especially because the Ergonomix desk stopped working, which is very rare. I've never had that happen. And just as a whole, I feel like it needs some love as well. This whole thing needs a new PC. He keeps getting blue screens and it bugs a lot. He needs a new monitor setup, new chair. I want to get him a Herman Miller. My chair, for the time I've had it, has been so freaking good. The material has aged super well. It slides seamlessly. The seat is just as comfortable as when I got it. The only thing is that it still squeaks, and with micro movements it does these weird little noises. But that's about it. The rest is perfect, and so that's why I want a Herman Miller for him. But look, just to show you, some of these things have aged really well. His Harbor London desk mat, his GrooveMate mouse mat is standing strong. The only thing is that with time, the leather mat tends to fold a tiny bit. His mouse, his Mode keyboard, which we will be keeping. Speakers look brand new. I'll probably use these somewhere else. His GrooveMate desk shelf as well with the trays. Things look really good, but the setup just needs a bit of a revamp and needs to keep up with our current new workflow. So it's all getting stripped away, really. Although I really want to keep this around. Honestly, I'm just not sure where to put this. Like, it's a really cool space. It's a nice coffee area. Maybe in the other office? I'm not sure. Let me actually show you the other office. Realistically, I can't even fit a tripod in there. Like, look at this. It's an absolute mess. There's more there. There's just boxes everywhere. I will clean this up with John after the holidays because we need to clean this up. More than anything, honestly, I think the goal here is to have like a custom storage space with a cool desk setup here in case we want to hire a second editor, do something cool. Because this is a really, really nice space. Like, if I show you guys the ceiling, like, it's not like a floating ceiling like we have at the office. This is really, really nice. So like, in my head, it would be a shame to just treat this as a storage space and that's it. It's better to make it look freaking cool. But right now, I mean, I literally have tires in here and, like, oil for cars and just a bunch of nonsense. Lots of work to be done here, but we'll get it done. I don't want to be intrusive, guys, but there's like this one last room right there that might become available next year, so I could expand the office to that point. Honestly, it's just a thought for now, but it would be really, really cool. In other words, like this whole wall would just get pushed all the way to the other office, and there's another window, so I would just demolish the whole wall. We'll see. Look, there's a lot that we've got in mind. I just gotta talk to the owner of the building. Like, we want to change the floors, get rid of the floating ceiling, like paint it black, and like modify everything up top so it looks really, really cool. Obviously, expand that wall. Hopefully put a kitchen over there, like make it look super nice. There's a lot that we'd like to do. For us to be able to do that, well, I guess you guys have to subscribe and like the out of these videos. Honestly, I just wanted you guys to have a chill Sunday, just show you around. I hope you guys had a nice Christmas, and New Year's should be in about two days. So happy New Year's to you guys. I hope 2025 is amazing for you, your family, and your loved ones. I know for us, we're gonna try to hit 1 million subscribers. We'll see if that happens. Road to 1 million continues, and I will see you all next Sunday or Tuesday. It's CES, so it's gonna be a bit crazy for us. I'll keep you guys posted. Take care.